So the second part of mindset is something that a lot of people speak about, other gurus, and that is consistency. It's very hard to overemphasize how important consistency is. I'll give you a few examples in this business. When you start doing the business, a lot of the gurus tell you you need to know your KPIs, your key performance indicators. You need to know how much does it cost you to get a lead? How many leads does it take to get a contract? How many contracts end up closing? How much does it cost to get a closed deal? There's no way to even know that on a lead channel until you've really been doing it for 9 months to a year. It's hard to understand that. That's 9 months of consistently marketing without even knowing really what your return on investment is. So the obvious question is, well, if I'm doing something and I'm doing it wrong, how will I know when to stop doing it? That's not an easy question to answer. I'll give you another example. When we started doing this, we were only buying at auctions and buying MLS, buying from other realtors. We weren't really marketing direct to seller. So I kind of dabbled in marketing direct to seller. I bought crappy leads from some guy in India and I mailed out a few pieces a week. That wasn't being consistent, and I didn't even understand that you need to mail to people a bunch of times. And I know every mail house will tell you that, and you'll think they're telling you that just because you want more business. But the good mail house people are going to tell you what really works because they want you to see a return from their mailing. They don't just want you to mail for a year and then give up mailing. They want you to have success with them so you don't go to another mail house or you don't leave direct mail. Most of them say you got to mail like 6 to 7 times to the same prospect. And that's a lot of consistency of mailing 6 or 7 times to the same prospect, whether it's once a month or once every 6 weeks or once every 2 months. That's mailing for a year. And that's the kind of consistency you need to think about when you're marketing in this business. Whatever you're doing, obviously you need to be consistent and you can't give up. Seth Godin has a great book called The Dip, where he talks about anything that you go into, initially you'll see some results and then there's this big dip. Everything has a dip. He talks about medical students, organic chemistry is the dip. Some people can't get through that and they don't, and they go into another field. Almost anything you're going to go into that's worth going into is going to have some kind of dip. You need to be consistent through that dip. And marketing consistency is one of the most important things you need to think about before you even start. It almost is bad for you if you get incredible success in the beginning because you're going to think that's how it works, and that could just be luck. A lot of the marketing we do is luck. You're trying to hit a prospect at that exact moment when they have some kind of pain that they need to sell. That is different for a lot of prospects. I speak to people doing probate marketing, and they hit people right when the probate lead comes out, and they're not seeing results. We tried it for a couple months, and we did that. Guess what? A lot of probate leads that early in the process, they're not even interested in selling. They're still grieving the loss of someone. Plus, the legal part of it in my state takes a long time. There's something to be said for marketing later, but in any marketing that you're going to do, in anything you're going to do in this business, but certainly in marketing, consistency has to be the key. You need to start knowing I got to touch people a bunch of times. I got to call them a lot of times. I got to follow up a lot of times. We've closed deals where the initial contact was a year and a half earlier, and I've spoken to people closed deals that were 5 years earlier. We've only been marketing for a couple of years, so for us, I'm sure we'll end up closing deals in years from now for people that we sent the initial touch to a while ago. But consistency has to be the key. It's very easy to get discouraged, and you need to have the mindset that this is something that's a long-term process. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and you need to be consistent in any part of this business that you do.